Does it seem that time is speeding up? Let's dig down through the layers of the noise and the misunderstandings. You need to pay attention and focus because time is speeding up, and there's a reason. I am going to explain what the daughters of men are, what the sons of wisdom are, what the Son of Man is, what the sons of God are, and more. When I finish, you should have the structure, the framework, and how the unfolding manifests through the ages. The sons of wisdom. I will begin here. Recall the phrase, manna from heaven. Well, manna is mind, manna saputras. In Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, the sons of wisdom, or manasaputras, are high-ranking spiritual beings from a previous cycle of evolution. Don't worry, I will come back to a previous cycle of evolution and explain it. Let's continue. The mission. During the third root race, Lemurian, humanity was physically formed but lacked manas, or the self-conscious mind. You've probably heard of the phrase, there were giants in the earth in those days. Let's hear what was just said. During the third root race, Lemurian, humanity was physically formed but lacked manas, or the self-conscious mind. These giants, in the Lemurian epoch, were towering but lacked mind or mana. They were basically big, dumb shells. This third root race, the Lemurian root race, came before the fourth root race, the Atlantean root race. The Lemurian epoch is the longest period of time because so much was happening and unfolding on Earth. Okay, back to the Sons of Wisdom. The action or purpose of the Sons of Wisdom. These beings descended to incarnate in or overshadow early humans, essentially sparking the fire of intellect and self-awareness. Without them, Blavatsky argues, humanity would have remained a mindless, though physically giant, biological shell. Okay, what about the sons of God and the daughters of men? The sons of God. These represent the spiritually advanced entities or the mind-born initiates of the early races, who retained a direct connection to the divine realms. The daughters of men. This term refers to the early, more materialized human forms that had developed physical gender as humanity was transitioning from hermaphroditic to dual-sexed beings. Yes, in our far, far distant past, mankind contained both sexes in one. We were androgynous, and I did a video on this. Consider this. A woman has testosterone in her, as well as the estrogen. A man has some estrogen in him, as well as testosterone. This is because once upon a time, mankind was androgynous. Now, when I say materialized, I am referring to the fact that we manifested or fell from spirit matter into physicality. This process has taken a very long time through the ages. The split into female and male, from being androgynous, took place during the Lemurian epoch. The daughters of men group are the ones that naturally evolved into the male and female, the man and woman. Now remember this. The sons of wisdom had a mission to incarnate into the life forms of man and woman. These men and women, remember, lacked mana, or a consciousness of self. A self-conscious mind, or spark, had to be instilled in them. The union. The marriage between them, the sons of wisdom and the daughters of men, symbolizes the anchoring of spirit into dense matter. It represents the point where divine consciousness became fully enmeshed in the physical world, leading eventually to the birth of the fourth root race, Atlantean, where psychic powers were still high, but ego and selfishness began to emerge. Let's move to the Son of Man. The Son of Man represents the human potential, which is our future self as mankind further evolves. While the sons of God descended from above, the Son of Man represents the evolutionary product rising from below. It is our ascension. It signifies the human being who has fully integrated their physical existence with their spiritual I, ego. Rudolf Steiner often links this to the Christ impulse, suggesting that the Son of Man is the stage where a human becomes a conscious co-creator with the divine, no longer a child of the gods, but a peer. Don't let certain individuals insist that you and I are gods. This is false teaching and shows a lack of understanding. We have the spark, but our development is a long ways off from being co-creator gods. What we do have is that spark, though.
En las sombras canta el viento, la piedra guarda el lamento del rastro que dejó el tiempo. Hay fuego fatuo en la oscuridad, grita la noche su verdad, rituales del silencio astral. Silencios fatuo en la oscuridad, grita la noche su verdad, alma de tierra y libertad, alma libertad.
I said earlier that I will come back and explain earlier cycles. What are these earlier cycles? The easiest way to explain earlier cycles that I had mentioned earlier in this video is to use the creation story in Genesis. In Genesis, it says that there are 6 days of creation and afterwards 1 day of rest, or a Sabbath. 1 day is a manvantara. It is action or movement. Movement equals to create. At the end of 6 days of creation comes rest. This rest period is a pralaya. It is when everything is reabsorbed or goes into a period of repose. Everything is not destroyed. Think of it as suspended animation. Imagine you are a gardener. In the autumn, you gather some seeds for next spring's planting. Winter does not destroy the soil. The soil is simply in suspended animation, so to speak. When spring comes, you simply plant the seeds. So the seeds that you plant are from an earlier cycle. In the esoteric framework of the secret doctrine and anthroposophy, time does not move in a straight line from a beginning to an end. Instead, it moves in great breaths or manvantaras. An earlier cycle can be viewed from the Vedic writings as a day of Brahma, an entire period of planetary existence that occurred before our current Earth was even a thought in the mind of the architect. Breathing out represents creation. Breathing in represents absorption or pralaya. 1. The chain of globes. The Earth we walk on today is actually the 4th manifestation in a sequence of 7. Yes, there are 7 Earth spheres, and each one contains its own frequency. For example, in our dense physical body, it has its frequency that harmonizes with Sphere 4's frequency. To understand the Sons of Wisdom, we have to look at the cycle immediately preceding ours, often called the Old Moon period. The Old Moon cycle. This was a world of fluid, watery forces, the sea of chaos in a different form. There were no solid rocks or hard foundations there. This moon cycle does not mean the moon we see in the sky. Imagine the moon cycle as an environment or a condition. The beings who are now the Sons of Wisdom were the humanity of that old moon cycle. They completed their evolution in that fluid world or environment, mastering the laws of life and mind. The sleep, pralaya. When that cycle ended, everything dissolved back into the sea. The Sons of Wisdom went into a state of spiritual rest, like a seed waiting for spring. 2. The current cycle. The 4th round. When our current day began, the architect, Ptah, referred to in ancient Egypt, laid out a new blueprint. This time, the goal was for spirit to descend into the maximum density of matter, the mineral kingdom, and then climb back out. In the earlier stages of this cycle, the first 3 root races, everything was still semi-astral and ghost-like. These first 3 root races are the Polarian, the Hyperborean, and the Lemurians. The Atlantean root race came after Lemuria. Currently, we are in the number 5 root race, the Aryan root race. Again, this has nothing to do with skin color, ethnicity, or prejudices. It's an ancient term. The turning point. We are currently at the bottom of the arc. This is why the hardening is so intense right now. We have reached the point of maximum mineralization. Now we are in a stage of ascension, overcoming the physical realm and hard matter. The rebels, or fallen angels, are those of the Sons of Wisdom, but this particular group hesitated. They refused to give mana, or intellect, to the early humans of the Lemurian epoch. This caused major problems, which we are currently still dealing with. In my next video, I will explain this and why time is short.